Hello friends, how are you? Now we are going to start the ESG topics discussions. As I discussed earlier that 125 ESG topics we are going to start. These topics will help you to understand the subject of ESG and sustainability, how we practice ESG and we effectively implement ESG into the business. So let us start our discussion for 125 ESG topics. I'll take example of one by one all the 125 ESG topics, and I hope this will be helpful for you actually. So let us start our journey for this. So our first topic is what documents are related to ESG, environmental social governance related practices. So there are multiple examples what you can see here, like ESG policy statements, reporting guidelines, ESG reports, materiality assessment, stakeholder engagement records, ESG risk assessment, regulatory filings, ESG training materials. So there are multiple examples associated with that. Let us take example of each document what related to ESG, environmental social governance related practices. So what is ESG policy statement? It's nothing but a formal document which is outlining the company's commitment to ESG principles and the objectives. Let's say suppose ESG reporting guideline. So what are the reporting guidelines? Means internal guidelines for collecting, analyzing and reporting the ESG data. ESG reports are nothing but like periodic reports detailing about the company's ESG performance and initiatives. What is materiality assessment? The materiality assessment records consist of documentation of the process used to identify the material ESG issues or the key focus areas in the business actually. What are the stakeholder engagement records? The records of engagement activities with the stakeholders on ESG matters. What is ESG risk assessment? ESG risk assessment is nothing but like documentation of ESG related risk and their impacts and the associated control measures, which control measures are available currently and in future we are planning to apply those control measures. Let us take example of the ESG performance matrix. Let's say suppose the performance matrix is nothing but key performance indicators which are used to measure and track the ESG performance. Some other examples also you can take like ESG audit reports. These are reports which is assessing the effectiveness of the ESG management system. So these are certain examples of the documents related to ESG related practices which you see on day-to-day basis in the industry or in the business. Again, if you take certain example of, let's say suppose this supplier code of conduct. Supplier code of conduct is what? Supplier code of conduct. This is the documentation which is outlining the expectations for ethical behavior from the supplier. So like when we say responsible business conduct of the organization, so similarly we are expecting the same responsible business conduct by the suppliers also. So these are certain examples of ESG related documents and the practices.